Everybody, it's Mandy from Chapel Forge. So I've done a video before on getting free food for your animals. It's January now, so it's a great time to hit up people for their greenery and their trees and things like that. Most people just sit them out at the end of their driveway. We've gathered them up just, at the end of the driveway. Didn't really ask anybody. We just grabbed it. Maybe that's not legal. I'm not sure. You should probably make sure that that's okay to do. No one's ever complained to us about it. I also always start putting out a notice on Facebook, usually mid-December, saying, hey, keep us in mind. I've had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, our whole street is collecting on this day if you want to grab it. Now, of course there are townships that take it and turn it into mulch and all of that, and I think that's fantastic. We have a couple communities around here that do that. Ours doesn't do anything. You're just responsible to get rid of it however you can. So we typically will gather, anywhere between 25 and 50 trees usually around this time of year. So yesterday I have a friend, when I was in the chamber, I have a friend who works at the local baseball team. They're like the minor league team here. And she asked if we would like their trees, and she's thinking they have about 30 or 40 trees, which is fantastic because that'll feed my goats for quite a while. So, we are going to the jeweler. I haven't had my wedding rings on for 3 years because when I was pregnant with Jameson, I had to get them cut off. And it just wasn't a priority to go get them. So we're going to go do that today. Zad's hooking onto the trailer now. So we're going to take the trailer, and the stadium is only maybe 10 minutes from where the jeweler is. So the biggest struggle with this, and anybody that drives a diesel vehicle, or really anything, would probably relate, is that diesel fuel is $5 to $6 a gallon right now. And so I have all these sweet friends that are reaching out and saying, hey, I have trees, but they're 30 minutes away from me. And so, we're talking $20, $25 in diesel fuel, and it's just not worth it. But this trip to go get the trees from the stadium, 100% worth it. We're going to fit as many on our little trailer as we can. Our landscape trailer is, I think it's 10 by 12. So we're going to pile on as many as we can and then bring them home, and then we'll feed them to the goats. So I'm just going to take you through that process today. Obviously it's not this huge learning curve to feed your goats trees. But you should definitely keep in mind that it shouldn't have tinsel on it. Make sure all the ornaments are off, that kind of thing. For the most part, people don't put trees out at the road that still have a bunch of crap on them. I've really never ran into an issue. But you can also get wreaths. If people just have plain wreaths, or they have those little things they hang on their windows, anything like that is perfect. Too, that a lot of times people ask me, how do you like our camper there that really needs a bath? Well, how do we save money on this and that and whatever? And this is one of those ways. I mean, if you're already out, if you have a trailer, and like I said, you have to figure out the cost effectiveness. If you're going to be driving 30 minutes to go pick up one tree, that's probably not that cost effective. If there's a development that put out all their trees and you live 5 or 10 minutes from the development, that might be worth your time. So this is a great way to offset our hay bill. None of our goats are on grain right now because nobody's pregnant or in milk. They're just on hay, but it offsets our hay costs, and every little bit counts. I'm guessing there was 25, maybe. There might have been 30 trees on our trailer and our poor trailer. This thing, man, we spent $1,000 on this trailer, and we have way freaking more than gotten our money's worth out of it. So Zad got them all crammed down on there. We're going to get them home, and we'll sit them obviously outside the fence. And then I usually just feed them a tree a day, or it kind of depends on how they're doing. Maybe a tree every 3 or 4 days. We'll just see how it goes. Some of these do have some ornaments and things, so we'll just have to be really mindful that we check them before we throw them in. So this was fun, and thanks to Clipper Magazine Stadium, for their trees. They use these for their drive-through Christmas thing that they use to raise money for local nonprofits. So we're super excited to recycle these. Always, if you are traveling with a load that's, you know, sort of overflowing, and even if you're not, always make sure that you strap everything down. We were hoping to use our net, but our net is in our pickup, which is at the mechanic because it's leaking oil, so ratchet straps will have to do. We're not going super far, maybe 20 or 25 minutes. We're back home. It's super muddy still. I feel like it's been freaking muddy for months. So Zad's gonna hook the trailer to the tractor. We're gonna drive these back to the goat barn, get them unloaded, and then the stadium called and told me that there was another pile of trees. So we're gonna go get that other pile, which is gonna be amazing. We should have a good, I don't know, 40-ish, 50 maybe trees to feed the goats over the next several months, which is gonna be fantastic. Like I said, I will throw them a tree really just when they need it. Maybe once a week I give them a tree or something. Just depends on how much foraging they've done. This has really helped supplement my hay bill because I've been feeding them trees now for probably 2 weeks and we haven't even gone through one bale of hay in 2 weeks. So as I showed in a video a couple weeks ago, we had really extended their area. So they have all that brush down there, all of that to eat through. So between that and having the trees, I mean, they always have the free choice hay. It's there for them if they want it. You know, I don't just feed them trees or anything. But clearly they're choosing to eat the trees. They're choosing to eat the brush and forage through and whatever, which is fantastic. So, and nobody is on grain right now. We only do grain when they're in milk or pregnant. And so this is I mean, I'm pretty much feeding my goats for nothing at this point. At the cost of diesel, exactly. The cost of going to pick up the trees, which, like I said, we really try to combine the trips or make it really worth our while. So, like I mentioned when I talked about getting the free food for your chickens or pigs or whatever in the fall, I'm still working through pumpkins that I got for my chickens, which is great because they're freeloading right now. So I really hate feeding them grain when they're not giving me eggs. So I still have pumpkins from that. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to put up a post. Most people are more than willing to put them out at the end of their driveway. Some people will drop them off at your driveway if they really want to get rid of it really quick. So don't be afraid to let people know that you're looking for that kind of stuff. Try to get them cleaned if you can. Some of these have some things on them. I'll have to work on that just as I throw them in. But this is a great way to supplement your feed costs. It's a great way to just continue to build your little micro ecosystem on your homestead. And it's not, yeah, and Zad will probably use the trunks then and make wood chips out of it. So it's just no waste. And you know how much of a fan I am of no waste. So if you have questions about any of this, let me know. Have a good day.